Hello again. An Edinburgh charity which offers a lifeline for young people caring for someone in their family is celebrating a milestone. Edinburgh Young Carers Project turns 21 this weekend. Over the years, it's given much needed support to young people from 5 to 20 who have a caring role, often way beyond their years. Amy Dunsmuir has been talking to 10-year-old Samara Cunningham, who looks after her younger brother Devlin.
Samara and Devlin love to play outside. The brother and sister are as thick as thieves, but Samara has much more to deal with than most 10-year-olds. Her brother Devlin was born 11 weeks early, leaving the frontal lobe of his brain underdeveloped. Now he has complex needs and struggles in social situations, meaning Samara has had to become one of his carers.
When he was little, he used to always go and punch people and everything, but he's better now. He doesn't really physically hurt you anymore. He probably says some mean things. I know he's just trying to wind me up, so I just tell him there's no need to say that, or I try and I don't react to it, because if I don't react to it, he calms down more, because he knows that if he isn't winding me up, there's no point doing it.
The family is helped by Edinburgh Young Carers, who give Samara a break from her busy home life. For the past 21 years, the charity has given young carers the chance to enjoy their childhood and forget about the extra responsibilities waiting at home.
Yeah, I think it's really important for young carers to realise that they're not the only ones as well, and that they are doing additional tasks within the household, and there's other young people that are in similar circumstances. So it's just a chance for them to meet other people, maybe share stories, maybe share their experiences, make some friendships out of that as well. And it's really important for them to know that they're not the only one, and they've got that extra support there, and that they're doing a great job as well, so they're appreciated for it.
We go bowling and camping, and we go on holidays like hopscotch in Industry Hall. Most of my friends will be like, "Oh, you're so lucky you get to go to Young Carers," but it isn't that simple. Because it's all this stuff you have to responsibility. Like my friends are like, "Well, I wish you, but you don't really."
This weekend, Samara and her family will be joining other young carers from across the city at a special birthday party for the charity, giving them all a chance to celebrate their successes. Amy Dunsmuir, STV News, Edinburgh.
Well, many young people have turned to the project since it began 21 years ago. So let's find out more about what support's available. Joining me is Margaret Murphy, who's Chief Executive, and welcome as well to 10-year-old Samara, who we met there in Amy's story. Good to see you both. Now, Samara, we heard a wee bit of your story there about you and your brother Devlin. Tell us a bit about what it's like having to look after your brother but also go to school and play with your friends.
Well, he does come to my school, but it's easier at school because I don't need to take much responsibility there. But at home, I've got more responsibility than at school because his teachers know that he's got complex needs.
So when you're at home then, what kind of things do you have to do to help out Devlin to make sure he's okay?
Well, if he's annoyed, I would go and help him.
And do your friends, you were talking a wee bit about your friends there, saying, oh, you get to do all these wonderful things, but do they understand what it's like for you?
Some of them do, because they know how hard it is sometimes, because they would come around a lot and they help with Devlin, because Devlin knows them a lot, so that he doesn't muck about there or anything.
So they kind of understand what's going on with you then. I mean, what a caring girl Samara is, and
Absolutely.
she really seems like you've got your head screwed on for someone who's only 10 years old. Is Samara an example of the kind of kids that you see quite a lot, Margaret?
Yes, I think we have about 5,000, recent studies have shown that about 5,000 young carers in Edinburgh alone that are under 18. And a lot of these kids are suffering in silence because there's 5,000 hidden young carers. So when we come across children like Samara, then obviously that's our job to make sure that their caring role is less chaotic and that they're able to become children first and foremost, and that's the priority for this project. But yes, unfortunately, there is quite a few young carers the age of Samara and younger. And what we have to try and do is we have to try and intervene and support before they get to the serious emotional impact that caring may have if they don't get the support that they require.
So it's turning 21.
Yeah.
Why was the project set up 21 years ago?
It actually came from an adult carer service, and then they realised there was more and more younger carers under the age of 18 that required this support. And through the work that we had done in schools and just through general work that the adult carer service was doing, they found that there was a need for a more dedicated service for young carers because their needs were very much more different to adult carers. And what we had to make sure we did in any project that was going to be set up was that they were able to maintain their education and have fun and be children and make friendships and not have a detrimental impact on their lives. So that's why the project was set up.
You mentioned this impact then.
Yeah.
What kind of impact could caring have on a young person if it was allowed to continue without any help?
Well, because of if there's an inappropriate caring role, I mean, young carers, and Samara will be the first one to tell you that she loves caring for her brother, but when young carers, it's an inappropriate caring role, then it has an impact on their life, it may have an impact on their schooling, and then it may have an emotional impact on them where they're not being able to be them and make friendships and go to school and just go out and play after school. When that starts to have an impact on them, that's where there is an emotional impact and it starts to have, it becomes an inappropriate caring role. And our project is there designed to ensure that they can be a child and still be able to do the caring role as well.
So what are some of the fun things that you do with your brother now when you guys are having fun together? What do you do?
We'd go on the trampoline and Devlin would go and play football and show me all his cool tricks that he do.
And do you get on well with your brother? Are you guys good friends?
Yes, we do. We'd watch TV and everything.
You like being together. And is that, as someone who's running this project, to be able to see that relationship develop, is that a rewarding thing for you to see?
Absolutely, because a lot of our young carers are caring for their sibling, but other young carers are caring for a parent or both parents. So to see the friendships, and that's why we have things like family days and events like our 21st birthday, is to bring the families together.
Margaret and Samara, thank you very much for coming in. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And finally from us tonight, Scotland's museums are getting ready to open their doors and vaults for this year's Festival of Museums. The week-long event in May is now in its 10th year and will include events across the country. One of the highlights this year is a special garden party at Lauriston Castle, from where Susan Ripple reports.
With more than 100 events in just 1 week, there's going to be plenty to juggle when the Festival of Museums kicks off in May. This year, as well as circus performers, there'll also be fashion shows and plays, all to help visitors engage with the wealth of cultures Scotland has to offer.
You've got all kinds of museums, from tiny small museums with specialist collections to huge national museums, but they're part of our everyday life. Nearly every community in Scotland has got access to a museum. It's incredibly rich and diverse. It attracts lots of tourists, but it's also a really rich experience for local people to step in. Perhaps they haven't visited that museum for a long time, and now's a chance to find out and see they'll be doing something different for Festival of Museums.
During the festival each year, museums across the country come up with unique ideas to attract new visitors. Here at the beautiful surroundings of Lauriston Castle, they're hosting a gala day, complete with magicians, circus performers and live music.
We're going to have some stilt walkers and acrobats. It's going to be big and bright and a lot of fun. It'll be great for kids, young and old.
In the past, we've done things like Renaissance fashion shows, Mad Hatter's tea parties, Venetian mass balls. And it's just always really lovely to take part, and we're delighted to be part of this.
Other highlights include a fashion show at Stirling Castle, a ceilidh at the Tall Ship in Glasgow, and a crash course in how to be a lighthouse keeper at the museum in Fraserburgh. With lots going on in all corners of Scotland, you don't have to look too far into the future for this celebration to begin. Susan Ripple, STV News, Edinburgh.
Now remember, you can get in touch with us if you have a story you want us to tell. You can get in touch on social media, and for the latest, keep up to date on the STV News app. And that's it for the moment. We're back with bulletins on the hour from lunchtime tomorrow. From all of us here in the STV News team, enjoy the rest of your evening. Goodbye.